All right, so I have my seat cover fabric that I took off last time around, and I actually ironed it so it would lay flatter, and I'm using that as my pattern for the new piece. Now I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger than I need it because I can always trim it back once I have it stapled onto the chair. And I marked my center, front and back of the seat so I can kind of line up on my pattern and make sure I'm on grain. So here we go, let's start cutting. All right. Remember I talked about last time saving the piping? I saved that little piece of fabric. It's about 2.5 inches wide. I've got a scrap of my new fabric, and we're just going to mark that off and make a new cover for the piping. So I've got my little strip that I just cut for the piping. I've got filler cord you can buy at a fabric store, and you just wrap it around, and I'm going to sew that with a zipper foot, getting it as close to the cord as I can. You don't even have to pin it. You can just kind of hold it with your fingers and run it through. All right, I've got my fabric cut out. There's my cushion. I've got my piping made over here. It's time to start putting it on. I want to make sure, first of all, that my pattern on the fabric runs straight. It looks like it does. So let's flip it. And we're going to work from the bottom and do all of it with a staple gun. Normally, with something like this, I would start in the center of the sides and then front and back and work my way across. But I really found with these, with the curved corners, it actually works better starting in the corner. So I'm going to show you how that works. Put our first staple right there. And so once I have one staple in there, now I'm going to come opposite corner. Whoop. And put one staple in there. All right, once I have those in place, then I'm going to start making little pleats and kind of gathering that up. And I will say you can pull the fabric tighter than you think you can. Really pull on that. And once you get a couple little pleats in there, then come around and put a staple in it. And I'm just going to work my way around the corner in both directions like that. And really, you can use as many staples as you think you need. The main thing is you just want to get that curve eased around. Once I have the corners done, you get that pulled tight, and I'm just going to pull tight and go all the way down. All right, so my fabric is on. Looks nice. You can see it's stapled all the way around. Now is the point where I need to add the piping. So I have determined, by the way, by the location of where I had to put my seam, that I want to start right about here. And then one by one, I'm going to start working my way around. All right, the cushion's basically done, but I want to finish off the bottom by putting, you can put some facing. I actually have just plain Tyvek that I'm going to staple to the bottom. You don't need a ton of staples. Tyvek is on. Now I'm going to cut that back just a little bit. So that it doesn't show beyond the piping once we put the chair together. Cushion's done. Now it's time to put it on the chair. Let's make sure everything's tightened down. All right, we're done. Time for the big reveal. Let's see how we did. Ta-da! Looks pretty good, huh? Paint looks fresh. Cushion looks fantastic. I will tell you, I have never done upholstery before. So I'm pretty happy about this project. So there you have it, an upholstered kitchen chair on Jill of All Trades.